Morning, everybody. I wanted to talk today about accomplishing your goals when we feel overwhelmed and how we can take our ideas and our wishes and manifest them into our reality that's in front of us. And part of this is mindset and the stuff I talk about in my videos every single week on my podcast, the Grow Your Life podcast, getting your mind right. When you don't have your mind right, everything else flows from that place. But once you start getting your mind right, once we start reaching that, now we have to make choices and decisions. And we have to take ownership over those choices and decisions. When we start taking ownership over those choices and decisions, it can be overwhelming as to all the things we have to do. And then that causes us to reach a glass ceiling that stops us from forward progress. And so I get it. I understand what it's like when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you don't have enough time to accomplish what you need to, and then burnout happens. What's powerful, though, is when we start to take ownership over our choices and ownership over where we're called to go, where we're going, where we're headed. We have what's called the power of choice with ownership. And this choice is really on a deeper level, not just choosing what to do, but also the method of when to do it, how to do it, what to focus on, prioritizing. And in this, we have the choice between three kind of different modes, really four. I need to write that down, is hustling, grinding, resting, there's flowing, and there's also, a good balance of that. That's where the 40 hours of a week, 8 hours a day comes in, is that as a goal is, between 4 to 6 hours, trying to really get there. In the beginning, though, this is what I want to get to. When you have a goal and it's a big goal and it's life-changing, there are seasons in our life. And in those seasons, in those different moments of our life and in the seasons, one season may involve us having to hustle and grind and work 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Other seasons have us working 2 hours, 4 hours. The number one thing that we need to prioritize in that is resting and being present in the present moment that we're in and focusing our time in those moments. So when you have a goal, when you have a place where you're wanting to go and a decision to make, is realizing that you have the power of choice of how little or how hard you can work, and then shifting things around and juggling stuff, moving things, prioritizing. I believe that most people can start to reach a singular goal by finding 1 to 2 extra hours a day by either reducing or consolidating certain activities they do and maybe working an extra hour or 2 a day, getting up a little earlier, whatever that is. And that could be fitness goals, family, finance, whatever that is. And then I get it. Then you reach a point of capacity, of overwhelm, where we're like, okay, there's too much now that I'm doing. And we have to constantly self-evaluate and analyze, what do I need to keep doing? What's a priority? What's important? And take a choice. This is where when I talk about the should do's of life, don't let anybody else tell you what you should do or should be doing. Take into account what people say, and when people have authority to speak into your life, when you've given them that authority and that permission, their suggestions take into account. But at the end of the day, if all of us did what everybody says we should do, we don't have enough hours in the day to do that. So that's where prioritizing what our current goals are. So for instance, if your goal is fitness, focusing your morning on fitness. If your goal is a business growth, focusing your mornings on business growth and innovation and all of that. And those are different things. The power of choice and taking ownership over our situation, having gratitude for what we've been given, the situation we're in, allows us to then flow and get more done with less time and less stress. The number one focus that I want for you in this is reducing your stress level, increasing your happiness level, reducing comparison, reducing anxiety. You should not, if you are feeling anxiety or stress, hustling and grinding more is not what is going to produce the result. It's getting centered and aligned mentally with where you're going, where your goals are, and the truth about who you are and what you're called to. Okay? And then taking ownership over your choices. That's why I say this. The should-dos of life, what people say you should be doing, that's great, and that's great for them, and they should be doing that. But you'll notice a lot of those different people who say you should be doing, and that includes me, by the way. What I'm saying you should be doing may not even be perfectly for you. So take that into account. I give you like permission. I want you to have permission to choose in your mind what I want to do for my day, how I want to organize my day, how I want to arrange my calendar. And then in that, when we reach moments of overwhelm where we just have so much to do, we have the power of choice to choose what is a priority, what is not, rearrange things. And the goal is by reducing stress, eliminating comparison, increasing our happiness, the hustle and the grind moments when we need to strategically. All hustle and grind should only be strategic. It should not be just out of obligation or feeling guilt or shame that you should be doing that, but rather there's a purpose behind it. And you also have kind of an expiration date that you're aiming towards in the hustle and grind. And that's the next part of this that I want to talk about, is getting out of the hustle and grind is our goal. The number one goal is reducing stress, personal health, mental health, resting, getting enough rest to innovate and think about what you need to. And then you can have, when you out of rest, out of eating right, out of eating what supports your mental health, your energy, you can then hustle and grind and get more done. And if you have a goal to accomplish big impossible things that nobody's done before, for a season, you may have to work 12 to 16 hours, 7 days a week, and then rest and prioritize the time that you have. But have a goal to have an expiration date on that, to where your entire goal is to produce revenue to where you can start to hire people. And this is in business, start to hire people to take hours out of that. So to regain 4 hours out of that 16, you could hire somebody part-time. To regain 8 hours, you could hire somebody full-time, and figuring that out. So the goal is producing revenue in a business to where you don't have to, out of necessity, hustle and grind, but you do it because it's fun, it's enjoyable. Those moments of hustle and grind don't come out of a place of stress, but rather, this is super fun. I'm super excited for where we're going. I'm super happy for this. And out of the place of happiness, reducing stress, eliminating stress, that hustle and grind only comes in a healthy sense from that moment. And then realizing this is a temporary season. I'm working towards the season where I have the people around me to support this vision, where I'm going and what I'm trying to accomplish, to where you're not the one who's having to do everything all at once, and releasing that need to control everything. Okay? You know, for instance, a couple weeks ago, I released a lot of hours of my day. I hired somebody part-time to help me with my videos, uploading my social media, and that completely brought my stress down, increased my innovation, and I'm getting more done with less time now and not having to hustle and grind as hard. So in that, for you to really be able to successfully accomplish everything that you're called to do, you have to make rest, happiness, and a stress-free lifestyle your number one goal. And only after that, then we can go into the hustle, the grind, the hard work, and the consistency of action. If doing that produces anxiety, stress, we need to look at why that is, what choices we made, take ownership over those choices and decisions. This is what the videos I talk about are. This is why I go live every single day, is to help you guys get this mentally and get this concept of both equally just accomplishing impossible things and doing it out of a place that is stress-free, restful, of ease, and is fun for you. And if you do that, you can accomplish great things, realizing sometimes there's a season for the hustle. Other times there's a season where we just go on vacation and do nothing. Take the weekend off. Don't do anything. If you've been working hard during the week, it's okay. You have permission to choose what you do or don't do, because the choice is up to you. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend, and let's grow our lives together. Grow your life, everybody. Join the hashtag Grow Your Life group on Facebook. It's free, and listen to the Grow Your Life podcast on your favorite podcasting app.